Blink Publishing presents A Trip of One's Own, Hope, Heartbreak, and Why Travelling Solo Could Change Your Life. Written and read by me, Kate Wills. For Julia, who took me on my greatest adventure. And for Blake, whose adventures have only just begun. To awaken quite alone in a strange town is one of the pleasantest sensations in the world. Freya Stark. Arrivals. "You are travelling alone?" asked the Israeli border guard, eyeing up my suspiciously small carry-on luggage and dishevelled appearance. If the severity of the way she applied her lip liner was anything to go by, I really didn't want to piss her off. I hesitated, even though it's a question I've been asked countless times. I was Sola in Mexico City, Unico in Rome, and Mongwe in Botswana. I'd worn a fake wedding ring in India, supposedly to deter unwanted male advances. It didn't work. I'd worn a real wedding ring in Amsterdam and Arizona. This was the first time I'd ever really flown solo. Although I'd been a travel journalist for over 10 years and was used to jetting in and out of unfamiliar cities with only my laptop for company, I'd never really felt like I was going it alone. There would often be a photographer in tow, or other journalists, in a particularly strange circus known as the group press trip. Even when I did embark on an adventure by myself, 3 months of volunteering in India, where I hoped that I would somehow find myself, a stint living in LA, which I'd called a marriage sabbatical, I knew that my partner Sam was back at home, the patient Penelope to my Odysseus. If something exciting happened, he was the first person I'd text. If I'd had a tough day, he'd be there on the other end of the phone to make it all better. At times I felt like he was my true north, the grounding force I always came home to. It was only now that I found myself without him that I realised how much I had relied on him. The reason I'd been able to travel so far and for so long was because I had felt the strength of his support back at home. But now we were getting divorced. Even the word sounded horrible. I didn't know anyone else who was getting divorced, and certainly not in their early 30s. I felt as if I'd been pushed prematurely into a more mature age bracket, like going through early menopause. Well-meaning friends tried to sympathise. "When my 7-year relationship ended," they'd begin, not understanding the unique pain I felt. To have declared in front of everyone you love and respect most in the world that you will spend your life with a person, only to then spectacularly fail, is a shockingly singular experience. I was now officially single. For the first time since I was 21, I wasn't leaving anyone behind when I jetted off on yet another adventure. No one was going to miss me, or so it felt. Although my friends and my sister had been amazing, turning up with takeaway pizza which I was too sad to eat, texting me hourly to check I was okay. They all had their own lives and families. I was 34 and I felt completely and utterly alone. As a serial monogamist, I'd been used to always having a someone. Someone to visualise in your head when you hear a love song on the radio. Someone to daydream about bringing back to the amazing place you just discovered. Someone to show your tan line off to when you got home. But I didn't even have a home anymore. Following the breakdown of my marriage, and then a passionate rebound love affair with my friend Guy that ended in further devastating heartbreak, I'd rented out my flat and put all my worldly possessions into boxes, which were now shoved into my friend Josh's spare room. So far, so eat, pray, love. Whenever I meet people while travelling solo, the most common response is, "You're brave." It was similar when I told people I was getting divorced. The truth is that I've never felt particularly brave while travelling on my own. I felt stupid, disorientated, and embarrassingly ill-equipped, like the time I tried to hike the foothills of the Himalayas in flip-flops, but never really brave. Bravery is when you're scared of something but you do it anyway. Travelling for me isn't scary. It can be hard, but most of the time it's too...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?